Hi there, good morning. It's good morning here in the East Coast of the US. Happy to have you here. This is Cusp of Beauty Tarot. We're here to do a pick a deck reading for 1111, the divine partnerships that you're experiencing, thinking about, whether you're in union, whether you're not in union right now, just kind of what's going on in your partnership, whether you're together or not. So 1111 is just a really special time to tap into energies. It is a thin veil, as they say, so things are very sensitive, things are very transformative, and a great time to do a reading. So I want you to pick from either the Tower with the hematite heart, the Wild Unknown with the rose quartz heart, or the Centennial Rider Waite with the tiger's eye heart. And I have some various oracles I will add to each deck, and then also first clarify with my mini Rider Waite, just to be really clear on what's going on with these energies. So take a pause, I will timestamp, and we can begin there. So let's see. I'm going to just decline something coming through. And we're going to begin with the Tower and put these aside for now. Just think I scratched my table maybe. How could that be? Okay, so the hematite and the Tower. And let's see what's going on for the relationship and the past and future potentials. This is what's going on for the central energies first. And we're going to take reversals. So the central energies, and then we're going to do yours. Oh, that was coming up. That was coming up in reverse. Okay, we're going to do your persons that you're thinking about. The Hierophant and the Page of Cups. We're going to do what kind of brought you to this time. What was the past energies leading in? Knight of Cups in reverse and Three of Cups. And potential future. That was upright. Magician. And Temperance. Okay. So, and the bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords in the reverse. So there's definitely some restlessness with this partnership coming forward. One or both of you feels a sense of impatience. Maybe there's been some healing, and now it's time that one or both of you wants to get back together. But let's just see, what's going on here. So the collective energies are the Two of Coins and the Ace of Coins. So the collective energies to me is that there was a juggling and a balancing act, and either a busyness or somebody was juggling two partners, but now is wanting to narrow to one strong offer. So where there might have been confusion or juggling or kind of wishy-washy come and go, in and out energy, the deeper desire is to really be stable and have one strong focus. So this is a collective energy. So my sense is it was the two of you that were kind of keeping this in and out, precarious, on and off energy. But collectively, you and your partner that you're thinking about really do want to get to a stronger foundation, that there is a collective interest to not be so uneven or unbalanced and get to a stronger energy. Now, what your partner is bringing to this equation is the Hierophant and the Page of Cups. So they have a partnership, marriage, or just traditional partnership on their mind, and actually would like to make an offer of something substantial, So we're going to clarify all this, but it would appear that, and in this particular image of the tower, he's looking in a box. Like, I think that this is more of this is not as definite, and the page is a very new kind of immature energy. So I almost think like the partner is bringing kind of a younger, newer, not completely evolved or not completely baked idea of what he or she wants in terms of partnership, but is willing to discuss it and actually share some feelings, which is interesting. Where you're at right now is the Chariot in the reverse and the Seven of Coins. So whatever happened, you're taking it very cautiously because you don't know if you can succeed. You're putting a bit of the brakes on things because you're really evaluating it, Seven of Coins. For whatever reason, whatever transpired, and we're going to get to that in the past, you're putting a brake on things and really kind of looking at this cautiously. So that's a snapshot of the future, but you're looking at it cautiously, like, could this really succeed? I'm not going to rush into anything, even if the person wants to come back with an apology or an offer or something, you know, romantic or whatever. Because leading up to this, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse and the Three of Cups. So yeah, there could have been juggling. There could have been a third party. There could have been a lack of accepting of an offer. Maybe you made an offer and they rejected it. Maybe you wanted to get together and they didn't want to revisit it. They didn't want a reunion. Maybe one or both of you was not on this wave of thinking about a reunion at all. So the fact that this is coming about now is feeling a little suspect. So we're going to clarify. In the future, somebody does want to manifest. There's a strong major arcana, and right now, this is the only, besides the Hierophant, which is partnership coming from your person, there is somebody who wants to manifest. They want to manifest a spiritual kind of evolution. They want to manifest healing. They want to manifest, and this could be both of you. You want to manifest balance and not this up and down, not this unreliable energy. Both of you have a desire to create something anew, and I think it's both of you, but we'll see. Something much more balanced and fulfilling. So there is a bit of a restlessness, but you're not wanting to rush in. They're more likely to come forward with something. You're tainted to some degree from the past, but the overarching energy for the two of you is one of considering manifesting. So what was it in the past that created this suspect energy on your part? Why are you so not so easy to persuade, let's just say? Why are you not so easy to persuade? Pile number one, chooser. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, wow, the devil. You're not so easy to persuade because there's a karmic relationship here that had a codependent quality or a toxic quality or a controlling quality to it. Definitely the person could have been dismissive, holding back, not in touch with their feelings, not evolved. And the idea of a reunion with them was light and superficial, and you did not want that. Or maybe there was a third party involved and you did not want that. But there was a tie to something that was not good for the relationship or for you. And it was really hard to have a perspective on this or unhinge yourself from this. Bringing into the collective, the Two of Coins to the Ace of Coins, it's making a choice. Just like I said, now's time to come to the crossroad, to drop the two, to go to the one, to make a choice, to choose if there is a possibility. Page of Cups again, Page of Cups. There is a collective energy right now of, am I ready to make a choice? I don't know if it's a settling down energy. Are you ready to settle down to make a choice? The Page of Cups is not always a serious long-term choice, but it could be somebody might be coming back around with an apology. And to be honest, you might both have a need to fess up to something. Their Hierophant and Page of Cups energy, not working on and them being cautious as well. They've got the Seven of Coins as well. You have a mirroring energy. They weren't working on something because they were being overly cautious. So they do want to explore this idea of a relationship. They would have an initial energy of offering something, but they're in a quandary over work on it, not work on it. They're not 100%. I just can say that. Your person is not 100%. So that's why you're cautious. You have a good intuition around this, and the person is not 100%. I'm just curious, one more on why they're not 100%. Yeah, they're stuck. Knight of Pentacles would be stuck to the point of stalled out because they're analyzing this. I'm not sure if they want to take a risk. So you're also analyzing this. Chariot in reverse, Seven of Coins, King of Cups. You might be dealing with a water sign. Again, you have got the Two of Discs. So the person that you're thinking about might normally have the capacity to be generous and loving, but you're weighing this out and confused because there can be a push-pull energy with the two of you, which is not surprising because in this karmic, or maybe it is a twin flame partnership where you're there to learn a lesson from this person, it doesn't always feel good. It does not always feel good. So the Magician and the Temperance, to create and manifest and create something much more balanced is the inkling of the future. But I'm not happy with this energy. I don't know if you would be, to get away with something, to turn a blind eye or to turn your back on what could be somebody who's trying to get away with something. So in this case, the Magician energy is somebody in this partnership might be kind of self-focused or a little manipulative. So you have to decide if you're willing to kind of cut your losses to pursue something better, because they may be doing that. One more card here. Yeah, somebody wants to really drop the angst out of this because I think it has the ability to really put you both off kilter. This connection has the ability to put you both off kilter. And the healing has not happened yet. The insight has not happened yet. I think you could be on a journey. The insight has not happened yet. There is definitely some love and emotion between you. I think the question is, does it have staying power? Is it kind of runner chaser right now? I would say you're being very careful. Like, you're actually more evolved than the partner, to be honest. But let's get some other, oracles on this. So the first one I'll take is the Wisdom of the Oracle. Collette Baron Reid. Not for you. And truth be told. So I don't believe it means to say that it's forever not for you. I think we're looking at this period of time for this portal, for this Mercury retrograde, for the full moon coming up in Taurus. For now, you have to be really careful, and you're scrutinizing carefully, which is a really positive thing. This connection may not be in divine timing for the two of you right now. It does say to me, however, that truth does need to be spoken. So, your person knows that you're a special connection. You know they're a special connection. Is this the staying power connection, or is it the learning connection? I think that's what needs to be seen. So this is Danielle Laporte's Truth Bombs. Take a couple of those. Advice, or what else does pile number one seeker need to know? Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be like a negative on this, but I just think there is some truth that needs to be shared. Without it, this is definitely not going to move forward. Somebody needs to speak their truth. Recalibrate what you're willing to compromise on. So this could speak to the person who's compromising too much and needs to be firmer, or you're holding really, really firm and you have to rethink, maybe you need to loosen up just a little bit to feel a little, to talk a little, to reveal a little. So you will know which one of those you are. What do you want that you already have? So this to me would say, make sure you are focusing on obviously the things in your life that are already going well. Instead of needing to change something, what do you already have that is going well? We so often miss wanting what we have. Doesn't mean we shouldn't strive for better, for more, for different, but until we want what we have and gratitude is in place, we're always filling a hole. And you can attract at a better level and a better vibration when you have gratitude and you want what you have first. Otherwise, you're forever recreating a situation of lack. And the situation you're attracting will always not quite measure up. Or I should say it a better way, will never measure up to what you're seeking. So I'm going to, speaking of seeking, I have this deck I just got from Laura Bush and her partner who did the photos, Seeking Within, these pretty doors. And I'm going to take 2 of those for you. What do you need to know about this partnership? I think your person is not going deep enough for you for some reason. You're wanting more, but you're turning your back on maybe some negatives in the past. And I don't know if you should be. I don't know if you should be. And I think you might be ignoring some goodness in your life right now that could lead you to healing and higher vibration. Silence. And courage. Meditating in silence is a precious time of rest and of coming home to yourself. In silence, you can feel and hear your own watchful presence. Take time today to be still and embrace the resonant silence of the vast universe. In silence, you become infused with the knowing that you and the whole are truly one and the same. So where can you gain a higher perspective? Can you connect to spirit? Can you connect to your higher self? Whatever you resonate the most with to get your insights around this if you're feeling stuck. And courage. You are courageous, even when your heart is tight with fear. Nevertheless, you persist. Following the darkest of nights, you still open your eyes to the dawn and breathe to once more begin again. Life requires extraordinary courage simply to live in an ordinary way. Today, honor your life, the truest badge of courage. So I think this is really saying to me, you need to give yourself credit. Honor what is, honor what you have. It seems like, I think I said, you're the more evolved. I think you've gone through some healing. You've shown courage to kind of deal with whatever this past brought you. Obviously, it wasn't always an easy thing. It still may not be an easy thing. I know you're still evaluating. The cards would say you're being cautious for a good reason. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee, if you excuse me. Sorry about that. One more oracle from the Journey of Love, Alana Fairchild and Richard Cohn. I'll write these cards in the box for the post. Pile 1. This one last kind of love message. Oops, I got 2. I'll take 2 for you then. We have Fire and Ice. And we have Falling. Oh my, it fell out of my it fell out of my hand. Okay. Excuse me. Pardon me. Fire and Ice. 37, 10, 1. I just turned right to it. You are learning to hold the tension of opposites, of those things that don't immediately seem to go together within your being, without collapsing into confusion, judgment, or denial. There is passion and serenity, creation and destruction, new life and death emerging within you, within your relationships. Sometimes this is just hard to handle. We want to make things simpler, to just let go of the conflict and complexity and choose one or the other. You are a grand enough soul to be able to withstand the rigors of depth. See? Courage. To go deep and live fully, to let the divine have its way through you requires a willingness to stand at the center of the pairs of opposites and eventually know that they are connected to each other, that they exist only in relationship to each other, to breathe and simply be. I think I said a minute ago, you want to go deep. I'm not sure if this person wants to go right now as deep as you, but you have that spirit within you that wants to go deep. And if you are consciously feeling the conflict in your life, internally or externally, then you're being initiated through fire and ice. Stay present, be patient, and wait. There is nothing to fix here, just awareness to step into as divine creation continues to unfold through you. As you master this initiation, you will find a sweet nectar of bliss dripping within. This oracle brings you guidance that the conflict you feel within or externally is a sign of your spiritual growth. Soon you will grow larger than the conflict, but for now you do not need to engage in it, simply to be present to it and allow it to work its way through you until you are strong enough to have outgrown the conflict, giving rise to a clear direction. Exactly. It may seem impossible, beloved, but it is not. You are a vast being. Give yourself a chance to realize this and have patience. That's exactly what you're exercising right now, and keep on it. All is becoming, including you, according to the perfection of divine design. This oracle brings specific guidance on any relationship matter requiring a decision. Until you have simple clarity in your heart, beyond the pushing away and pulling closer, then it is time to wait, for there is more yet to be revealed. Only when your heart speaks clearly, then you will do well to act as feels truthful for you. Wow. That is amazing, because it may not be for you, but you need more truth. You need patience and you need silence to go within to mass and still, while mustering your courage, because there is a push-pull here. There is a stay-go. There is a fire and ice element. So this was amazing, that it may not be time to push a decision, that you may still need to feel comfort with the discomfort for now. And falling. I have a feeling this has to do with comfort with the discomfort as well. Don't worry. You may fear you are falling, but it's your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss. Are you sensing parts of your life flying away from you, out of your control, as the momentum of your divine surrender takes over and becomes more powerful than the old adhesive between you and what no longer serves? Laugh, cry, celebrate, and ponder. Whether it makes sense or not, you are likely perfectly ripe fruit falling from the universal tree, succulent and ready to be enjoyed for all that you are. If you wait any longer, this moment will be lost and you'll end up on the ground, having to decay and go to seed in order to start the whole process again. This is not so bad, but what a shame if your sweet nectar was not to be savored by a hungry world. You deserve to be declared the most delicious, juicy fruit that ever was. So fall, and you'll end up exactly where you are meant to be. This oracle contains a message for you. You are being called closer into divine union and into the fulfillment of your destiny now. It's safe for you to trust all that is happening. Go with it. It might seem like you are being asked to take a leap of faith. It's the right timing for that. It's the right time to give yourself in love without holding back anything of yourself. Is it wrong to love, to feel what I hold inside? The answer must wait. So feel the feeling. You'll know if it's time to move on something. I feel like it's more giving to yourself. I don't feel like, I think it's know that there's polarities and wait for the answer until it's super clear for you. To not rush yourself, but it doesn't mean that you can't tap the beauty that is you while you're waiting. So that is my message for pile number 1. I hope there's something here that resonated for you. And let's move on to pile number 2. From here. Okay. And you'll be able to timestamp just getting right to the spot you need to be. Okay, moving along. Pile number 2. The Tarot of the Wild Unknown and the Rose Quartz Heart. Need to get this going. This is the 1111 portal reading, pile number 2, for you and your person. It could be a divine partner, whether you're together or whether you're in separation. Let's see what the energy holds for the 2 of you. I read these only in the upright. That's kind of how this particular deck is designed. So these will be read in the upright, but they all have a very distinct message. And let's take it from there. This is the current energies, the 7 of Pentacles for you and your person during this time, and the 3 of Wands. This is your energy, the World, and the Son of Swords, which is like the Knight of Swords. Your person that you're thinking about, their energy is the Daughter of Wands or the Page of Wands and the Hanged Man. The past energy of this relationship, what brought it to this point, the Magician and the 4 of Swords. Interesting, interesting. And the future potential outcome, the Mother of Wands or the Queen of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck energy is the 5 of Swords. So this is definitely a relationship that may be feeling right now anyway, some conflict, and maybe there was an argument in the past, or there is right now, and you're not together with the person. The energy would say that I think there's a procrastinating energy. The 7 of Pentacles with the 3 of Wands to me would say that this energy for the 2 of you is, one or both of you is feeling like you're taking a pause and evaluating and carefully looking at if you want to invest more energy to create new expectations. Do you even have expectations for this relationship? The question is, do one or both of you even have any, negative or positive? To me, it seems like almost like a gridlock energy that's fraught with a bit of conflict, I hate to say, and a bit of big pause button here. One or both of you put a big pause on this. So let's see why or what's really going on. So your energy in this situation or during this time is the World and the Knight of Swords. So there's a lesson learned, a big chapter closing out. You're kind of thinking this might be the closing of a chapter. And yet I think that you're balancing this notion of, before I can close out the chapter, I think there's a truth I need to know or a communication that needs to happen, that maybe there's a loose end that needs to be tied up. So I wonder if that's kind of what's, a nice, neat closeout or evolution or learning is being pierced by this idea of either you feel there's a truth that needs to come out and you need to discuss, or this is a bit of your energy from your person kind of coming into your notion of conclusion, saying, no, not so much. I'm not really, ready to conclude this. But I think this is more just your energy, that you see that there could be a chapter that you're contemplating closing, but you definitely feel that you could have a need, and maybe a pretty urgent need, to rush in and get some clarification, Knight of Swords. This would be the abrupt rush in, maybe not so tactfully, so you might want to look at your approach if that's what you're thinking, because maybe it needs to be more balanced. Your person's energy in this scenario, and we're going to qualify everything with qualifiers, clarifiers. The Daughter of Wands would be the Page of Wands with the Hanged Man. So this person is somebody that seemed like they had an offer, junior offer, or maybe an immature offer, or maybe they're a bit scattered, but they had an offer during this time to communicate, start something, reach out, and then almost as quickly as they reached out or wanted to, or had this notion of an offer, they're either not sharing it or they went back in their shell and maybe kiboshed it midstream. So to me, this person could be very fickle, could be very wishy-washy, and could be sending hella, mixed messages. It could be a mixed message person. And that mixed message thing can be insane, just let's say that. So that's why I think you might be wondering what the heck happened. It seemed like we had a good thing going. Maybe it is the world to you in a positive sense, or maybe you see, what is so frustrating, I need to kind of close off this lesson, but I still have information that I need, because this person is like for 1 minute showing a reach out or an idea, or they're thinking about it, but they're not expressing it, and then they hold back. And I have to say too that the person that you're thinking about just may still be on like a spiritual journey, or maybe trying to evolve themselves, but they have some immaturity and they're not. And I don't know if you were willing to wait around for that. And I just think the two of you have this, conflicting energy thing where you've maybe had some combative things happen. So, and in the past, there's the Magician. So there's this notion of building and manifesting and growing and creating in the past with this relationship, but it's combined with the Four of Swords, which again is a completely conflicting energy. So yes, create, talk, communicate. The Magician loves to talk, communicate, pontificate about ideas, is a real visionary. So there's like a vision maybe you two held together, and then boom, Four of Swords, one or both of you took a break on this. Rest, evaluate. So slam on the gas, slam on the brakes. Slam on a little bit of gas, slam on the brakes. That's confusing. Evaluating whether or not wanting to move forward. So there's definitely been this thing. Now the future, Queen of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands, again, this notion of being creative, build things together. The energy of the Queen of Wands, and this, this could be one of your energies, but you read it as the energy of the relationship, is, charismatic and magnetic and attractive, and, you're attracted to each other. And yet there's a withholding. There's a big guard up with the Four of Pentacles for me, because that's a bit of a block. Four of Pentacles, somebody's like blocking and guarding. So despite the attraction, somebody's blocking and guarding. And I think that's become both of you. If I'm going to be real about it, it's become both of you based on the energies of this reading. It could have originally have been more of your person. And I think because of their confusing nature, it's caused distrust in you. And that's what I'm feeling. So let's just clarify, and then we'll get some oracles. But why is the energy like so over-evaluating whether or not to, put some expectations on this? Nobody's speaking their expectations, and there's a little bit of lack of investment currently going on in this. And I do think it's what I'm saying is, there's a bit of mistrust because it's got a push-pull, a little bit similar to deck number 1, but there is a push-pull energy, like a stop and start energy, like yes, but something is really scary to somebody here. We'll get that. but there's a lack of giving, Page of Cups in the reverse. So there was a lack of manifesting, a lack of giving, maybe a promise didn't come through. Maybe there was an apology needed that didn't come through. But for the two of you, there's definitely, let me give me one more on the middle energy. Let's be clearer. There's a lack of giving on the current energy, but yet a restlessness around it. There's a restlessness around it. Is like, how long can we go on? How long can we go on like this? There's a stubborn energy you might be dealing with. You might be overly stubborn right now, like overly putting in the boundaries, or your person is very dismissive and controlling that you're thinking about. You're coming from maybe trying to get closure, but you need to kind of know a truth. You want to know the truth. What is the deal? Part of you wants to communicate and get justice. Something's been unfair. You might be dealing with an air sign. You might be dealing with a Gemini or Aquarius, but you want justice and clarity and communication. And, you know, this was uneven for some reason. There's not an equal give and take. Somebody might have done you wrong and you want justice, and it is a karmic thing perhaps that, you know, you keep getting pulled into, but the bottom line is it feels like there's an open end. It feels like there's a communication that might need to happen for you to feel good about things, because your person is this like Page of Wands, but then they're Hanged Man, moving really slowly with an offer to the partnership, moving slowly to make a decision, or moving slowly on this partnership. And it's actually rather lovely. Like there was a lot of lovely potential here on this person's mind, you know, a lot of lovely potential here. But then, you know, what's the deal? And then they kind of like put a major pause on things with the Hanged Man, and they kind of put you in the freezer, you know, put you on ice. And kind of upended things. Not clear why. In the past, again, the idea of manifesting, I think somebody was putting themselves above somebody else. I'm getting, it's definitely an infinite connection. There's definitely a karmic happening here. Somebody was willing to give. Wow, somebody was really willing to give and manifest. Somebody was unconditionally supportive and willing to give and nurture. Maybe there was a bit of too much nurturing, too much motherliness. Could have been a bit of a backlash to the partner. I don't know in which direction. Somebody didn't feel comfortable sharing their feelings, so they had to be strongly kind of holding back. But again, another infinite connection between the Magician and the Strength and the World and the Justice card. I think this is definitely kind of a karmic relationship. We're going to get some oracles on it too. But in the future, this Queen of Wands with attraction, and yet again, you know, boundaries, barriers. Not necessarily even revisiting to work on this. Not giving. King of Cups can be very emotionally manipulative and not giving. So the energies, you know, are not necessarily boding well for this offer coming through with the Page of Wands. And it's creating angst for both of you, you know, but there could be a new start. I think if there's some healing here. So I think that it's a very confusing karmic thing where it might have had just the roots of it. Could have, maybe this person was misread by you. I don't know. But they clearly at some point got cut off from their idea of giving, because they went right into Hanged Man mode and they suspended themselves or X'd themselves out. And in turn, they X'd you out. But they maybe got focused on work. Maybe that was a distraction for them. And then maybe there was another partner in the mix. That could have been. And they had to make a decision. And they had to bring balance back to their life. So maybe that they were in a hectic place. They had to stay focused on their goal. They had to make a decision in love. And that involved putting this situation on hold so they could kind of steady themselves. And they made a decision that there would not be a reunion. And you're like, what the, huh? And you need truth to sew up the loose ends, and it's kept you in a bit of a whirl, to say the least. Okay, so, excuse me, let's take an oracle here from the Danielle Laporte Truth Bomb. Pile number 2 seekers, what do you need to know about this partnership, relationship during this 11/11 portal sensitive time? Joy is power. So no matter what's happening with you and this person, seek your own joy, and that'll be magnetic and attractive. That'll fill you up. We don't want to kind of just be reaching, seeking. And what do you really want to happen? So a message to be really clear on what your intention is. I mean, if you're trying to close an end to resolve a chapter, but you just need some clarity around it, if you do seek communicating with this person, be really clear on your intention for any meeting or for any important conversation. For your own manifestation, be really clear on what you really want to have happen, so you don't do any emotional, manipulation yourself. That's definitely what I'm feeling here. If you can resonate with the power of joy, that's clear. Giving to yourself and healing, that's clear. Wanting truth, that would be clear. Maybe if that's all you need is what should happen for you for the highest good, and what is the truth that the two of you can deal with. Sometimes it's just the truth. Just give me the truth. Let's just communicate, because this not communicating thing is really why people run from that and why it's difficult. I don't know, because it doesn't matter. Somehow, no matter what or how difficult, the truth is, it's so much easier to deal with. Don't you agree? Comment if you agree that just give me the truth. Time for a nap. Time for a pause. Maybe you're efforting too much on this. Could be just too much effort. I just got this. I knew I was going to get this again. I knew it in this whole deck. Truth be told, is coming up reverse. The truth is not happening. Just give me the truth. Can't make this stuff up. Cannot make this stuff up. And I'm going to take from the Seeking Within Oracle, which is a beautiful oracle deck I just got this past weekend. I'll put the links, or at least descriptions, to these decks in my post. What else does pile number 2 seeker need to know about this relationship, about this time period with this person? Higher self. The higher self is your soul's consciousness. It's more than your physical body. It's your energetic spirit, the real you that is unlimited and eternal. Yes, connect to your higher self. Your higher self knows all of your intentions, which have to be clear, and guides your intuition and sparks your inspiration. So detach from your ego and all those boundaries and all those ego truths, and look up to your higher self to recall that you are spirit having a human experience. So how can you elevate? How can you be joyful? How can you heal yourself to get to the other side? Connect with your higher self. It's a beautiful image too, just to show you. One more. Creativity. Interesting. Creativity is not a technique or a method. It's an attitude. It's a quality you bring to the daily inspiration flowing through you. So basically, how can you tap your creativity to accept spirit again, to tap more into spirit? Open to the mysteries of creation. It's about creating, healing, joy, tapping into your higher self. And one more. The journey of love. This is really a beautiful reading. It's really kind of saying you need the truth. In the right timing, you might need to approach the person for truth, or they might come to you. But you do really need to get to the heart of things. And that'll give you freedom. I think that's really saying it'll give you some freedom and some awareness. And in the meantime, you have to tune into yourself. Do what makes you happy. Be clear about your intentions. Tap into spirit. Tap into your higher self. Be a creative soul of creation. open up. Cosmic butterfly, that is creative and evolution. I'm going to read that for you. That's beautiful. Beautiful. The cosmic butterfly is 36 or 9. So on the verge of a big transformation. Wow. Oh my gosh. 36. Okay. So cosmic butterfly. You're being reborn from the pulsating womb of the Divine Mother, on fire with her creative power. You are being transformed whilst living. To surrender certainty in favor of openness. To accept the smallness of your everyday life, whilst admitting to the magnificence of your being. To open up to the divine light that pours through you into a myriad of forms, endlessly creating, destroying, and creating again. This is your sacred task. What needs to be destroyed so you can create again? What do you need to be open to? Life is thriving within you. This may not feel stable as yet, but will certainly feel exciting as you enter into yet another cycle of rebirth. Let this life seem as though you are living many lifetimes in one. It is possible for you to encounter the totality of human experience in this lifetime, should you be open to it. This is treading the enlightened path, embracing all of life. You have chosen this for yourself and been blessed with it as a possibility this lifetime. Why not let yourself be broken down and reborn through the workings of nature? Another life within this one beckons you now. The message for you from this oracle is that your life feels like it is falling apart. Then take heart if it is, for it is falling apart to come back together in a new way. The agony and the delight, the sense of dying and being truly alive, can all be held in a serene space of your heart. Surrender into what you are becoming now and know that leaving behind, know that what you're leaving behind is but a shell that once will have held your fast emerging new self. It's kind of almost like the hermit crab. The hermit crab has to leave behind their shell and move into a new home to grow. So what do you need to leave behind? Even if this is mucky, ugly, challenging, change always is. This world is saying, there's a completion coming. You're in the state of completion. Is there a truth that will need to happen? Yes, but can it first be truth within yourself? I think that's the message that I'm getting. Sometimes we don't always have to kind of like launch ourselves into the truth with the other party. Sometimes it's as much or more about knowing our truth. And I'm going to be honest, the people that are on these YouTube channels have a sense of self-awareness or tend to be vibrating higher and at a more spiritual point than often the person they might be asking about. So tap your joy, be clear about your intention. And if there's an evolution happening with this chapter of the world, do you need truth from the person for closure, or do you need truth within yourself? And be open to this change. It could be difficult. You can love yourself through it. Love yourself through it. For the moment, this person, hanged man, judgment in reverse, despite their good intentions and needing to make a choice, has a distraction going on for some reason. And this is painful, but they're not coming forward with their own awareness, and they're not coming forward with a reconciliation overtly right now during this period. So you have to decide what you're willing to do. I hope there were some messages for you. I would love to hear. Please comment what you're thinking here, and we're going to move on to pile number 3 and take it from there. This definitely has been a bit of a conflict. I'm sorry you're going through it, but there's a goodness on the other side. Definitely. Okay. All right. Okay, so pile number 3 is Centennial Rider Waite with the Tiger's Eye heart. Let's get to it. Pile number 3, Seekers. During this time frame of the 1111 portal, as you think about your person, let's catch the collective energies, your energy, their energy, what happened in the past, what could happen in the future. We'll clarify straight up clear messages, and then we'll do some oracles as well. Current energy for you in this connection, whether you're in union or in separation, whether you're just thinking about the person, what's going on with this relationship in the current energy. Hermit in the reverse and the Star. Interesting. Your energy is the 8 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. Their energy. The Page of Swords. And the 5 of Wands. So there's definitely some conflicting energies here. The past. The 8 of Pentacles and the Lovers. And the future potential outcome for this relationship. King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Justice in the reverse. So there's an injustice. There's an inequity, lack of balance, lack of give and take. Somebody was giving more in the relationship. We'll get into that. But the current energy overarching this whole relationship, or at least during this period of time, is that there's an injustice that needs to be righted. And you're both probably feeling it. You're feeling an imbalance. You're feeling that I'm feeling like it's not one of you guilty of something. It's probably both of you now are embroiled in this injustice that it's not feeling fair. Okay, so the current energy is the Hermit in reverse and the Star. So there's a lack of healing. There's a desire to heal, but a lack of healing. There's a lack of insight. There's a lack of going within. The two of you might be a bit caught up in distraction, or caught up in the conflict, or in your own emotions, or in your own dark thinking around this, or in your own negativity, or what you think should be fair, or what you think should happen. And it is affecting the ability to heal. I think that you both want to heal yourselves or this relationship, but that insight needs to happen before that can happen. You are caught up in your worry right now, where your energy is. You're worried and upset still, holding some resentment about a disappointment, about a loss. You felt done to. Somebody did something to you, and you feel like you're not letting that go. And sometimes we hold on to that because if we let it go, we feel like it's forgiving the other person, when sometimes the letting go is really more about freeing ourselves. So this would say to me, and we'll clarify, but there might be a need to examine what is the reason to still hold on to this loss. Is it still relevant for you, or is it blocking you? But obviously something went down, and I can see why. And there is definitely an attraction or love here or something. But your person's energy during this is the Page of Swords and the 5 of Wands. So they might have a more immature energy. They might be more of that swashbuckling, kind of come onto the scene, brash, direct, not always the most tactful. They can stir things up and create conflict. And, they may not even mean harm with it. We're going to clarify these things. But they definitely have a conflicting energy, and that could have left you feeling hurt. They might have said the wrong thing. There might have been a fight. There might have been a retreat. But in the past, you were either working hard at making a decision or working hard at this partnership. I mean, it's a divinely protected partnership. It's got the angel overlooking this partnership. So to me, this would say to me, this is a twin flame partnership, or at least a soulmate partnership, maybe for the sake of learning, maybe for the sake of maybe should be together, but there's an undeniable connection and emotion. And this is upsetting, and this is a rug pull, because at the time you were working at this relationship. So maybe there felt like there was a deception, like we were working at this. We were working hard at this in the past. And then something kind of slipped up here. There was a communication or a miscommunication. You looked at it as spilled milk, but you don't still see that there's the Two of Cups remaining. They might have come in with a truth. A truth might have become known to you. It might have caused an argument. We'll get clarifiers. But the outcome here is the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So there's still like this idea of creating, although his back is turned to the additional wand. Like there's a potential here. I see this as a potential to create, which could be very positive. That all is not lost kind of feeling. Right now, there's some scales that are definitely not even and need to be righted. There needs to be some rebalancing and some insight and some healing for both of you. So the current energy with this Hermit in reverse and the Star, what do we need to know about that, please? And 2 cards. The Sun. The Sun. There would be an illumination about an offer, why it didn't come through. Like, again, it looked like there was something that was being worked hard on and then it didn't come through. One more card. There's an illumination around it and why the turn of events went upended. Why the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. One more. This King of Pentacles energy. Maybe somebody was working hard at work. Maybe the King of Pentacles wasn't willing to see, wasn't willing to heal. Too focused on material things. Eyes are closed in this one. Eyes are closed in this one. And it had an impact on the family. Or maybe the fatherly King of Pentacles needed to be focused on family issues and had to work at that choice, at that partnership. What happened with this working on a partnership? Did somebody have to look at their other partnership? Or were in the past, were you working on this partnership? A complete resentment of this King of Cups making an offer. Making an offer, then pulling it back. Very mixed messages in the past. You were upset by this. You were hurt by this. Somebody might have come in and said something different than what they implied. You thought it was going somewhere. You thought you were working at it. And then somebody cut back on their generosity of making an offer and went into hanged man mode. Maybe you got ghosted. Maybe you got stalled out. But it was very upsetting and you're still thinking about it. You do have nostalgia. You do care about this person. You do think about times past. But you really question if there's going to be a reunion. And if you have it in you to, you do. I mean, I think deep down you do. You want to be generous again, Empress. You want to give. You want to recapture what you had. But there is a question if a reunion would really take hold here. Because your person is got a combative nature, Page of Swords, 5 of Wands right now. They're coming about it defensively and immature. And maybe not truthful, maybe not communicating. Yeah, they're holding back. They're not communicating what they're working on. They're not communicating what they are putting their energy into. They're not being truthful about what they are putting their energy into, and they're holding back on the big pause with the 7 of discs. So it's left you to feel like, I don't know if I can be generous and go back to the way we were. I wish we could go back to the way we were, but I don't know if I can do that. And it's got this potential to be magnetic and attractive, and maybe it's more physical than anything, but there's a potential to create. It's just the question is, would it really even happen? Would it have any staying power associated with it? Pause, not building. not building. So again, we've got like the pause and reflection, not building together, not coming forward. Maybe it's a not to me, you know, a big question mark on if somebody's going to come forward with that cup. And either it leaves this family and partnership upended, or they're concerned that if they did, they would upend another partnership. And I hate to say this, but I am getting a little bit of a vibe that this may have more of a physical foundation for this person, a more lustful and attraction foundation, but their back may be to it, and they may be putting their eggs in a different basket. And you might have seen that at some point. You might have seen that for the truth that it is, and that's where all the hurt and injustice came from. So, you know, no wonder, right? No wonder this is really hurtful. And it felt like a betrayal. Something might have happened, really some major shit went down, or they were being really secretive, but they made a choice. Maybe they didn't even tell you they were making a choice, and it upended the relationship. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm sorry, this is really hurtful. This is really hurtful because you have a pure soul around this. Like, you would love for this to work out. Let's get some oracles around this for pile number 3 seekers and see. Okay, what's going on here? From Danielle Laporte's Truth Bomb. What do you need to know? Is the person and you holding any future together, or should you still think about this? How should you approach this? What messages? Absolutely everything is progress. So what you can't see right now is it's all okay. So whatever's happening, for better or for worse, is happening in your highest good. Absolutely everything is progress. So although you may feel stalled, that's progress because you may need to be evolve and heal. If it's not moving forward, it's probably for your highest good for now. It's often best to do the opposite of what your fear is telling you to do. So if you're overanalyzing, don't. If you're in stalemate and don't want to take action, maybe you need to. Maybe you need to speak up, tell your truth. If you feel like your fear is telling you to rush in with speaking, maybe, you know, to clarify and grasp onto something, maybe it's best to kind of slow down. So just kind of examine where the fear is coming from, and don't lean into what the fear is guiding you to do. Acting out of fear is never usually our best answer to anything. I think that's the message. What else do we need to know for pile 3 seekers on this relationship and during this period of the 11-11 portal? Okay. Loyal heart. I mean, you're going to take this as you will, but there is a soul connection here. There at least was. I think part of you really wants a loyal heart here. You really want to give your loyal heart. The question is, you know, are you willing to accept that there's a lack of fairness? You're fighting walking away, but your intuition knows the truth, that there may not be an offer coming, and you need to kind of get over this betrayal. How do you get over this betrayal? Do you hang on to hopes and maybe better times with a loyal heart out of fear of change? Or is it a realistic hope? Let's see. Seeking within. What else do you need to know? Disease. It's kind of like our body knows first what we need to do and what we need to know. Disease is a lack of ease in the body, and disease is an illness with signs and symptoms. And when the world's pace overwhelms us, we're vulnerable to physical and spiritual health disorders. It's time for you to combine the skills of conventional and alternative care, perhaps. Your body and spirit are life partners. Return your health to wholeness holistically. I guess this would just say, like, are you caught so off kilter with all of this? Is there something you need to pay attention to for your own health and wholeness? Just be aware. And creativity. If you can tap into your joy and creativity during this time, that would be a very beautiful thing to give to yourself instead of being, you know, so externally focused. I'm going to take one more. Independence. When you're independent and self-supporting, you can let your imagination roam and your spirit explore your capacities and who you are, strengthening your confidence and your self-esteem. And when you're social, you can still maintain your authenticity and not fall into codependency. To be independent is to give freedom to your spirit. So it's not saying you go it alone to be independent. It's saying you have an independence of spirit. So if we're feeling so hooked on this person or hooked on the outcome, how do you give to yourself and disconnect in a way that just rebalances yourself, heals yourself? I think that's, to me, a lot of what it's saying. So I'm going to do one more from the Journey of Love. Alana Fairchild and Richard Cohn. I'm going to really shuffle these. I apologize for my answering machine. This is the Journey of Love. It's really beautiful. Okay, so get back in the energy after this machine goes off. Journey of Love, Seeker pile number 3. Another message. This is a challenge. There's really a connection that was here. I don't know. I mean, I wonder, this person seems like they were holding back a truth. Did they decide to work on something somewhere else? They shared their love and then pulled it away. It felt like a betrayal is what I'm feeling. And you still have kindness and openness in your heart. But at the end of the day, there's an injustice. There's an injustice here. Hidden beauty. So let's see. Hidden beauty is 45 or 9. I will read it for you. I turned right to it. You are glimpsing beauty, and yet there is more to be revealed. There is more than what you're currently seeing. To attempt to force the vision would prevent you from seeing what is being revealed. Be patient and look more closely. Soften your heart and ask to be shown the beauty in the situation that is being shown to you. Wait, let the vision come alive, and you shall witness what was once hidden. This oracle brings you a suggestion from divine guidance. You may think you see the whole picture, but if you look deeper, you shall see something that brings you much joy, hope, and reassurance. There is a more beautiful perspective here that affirms and nourishes you, just what we were talking about, and all involved in the situations of your life that are puzzling you at present. Take heed and relax. All is as it is meant to be, and soon you too will be able to see. And actually the poem for this one is, when I close my eyes at night, I see your face, your lips, the brush of your hair across your brow, the down of your skin soft against my touch. My love grows in solitude, listening for the morning light and you. I think there's a perspective you don't know yet. I do. I think there's a perspective you may not know. For now, it's extremely painful because you are so loving and you're so imagining what could be with this person. And at the same time, maybe there is an answer. Maybe there is rationale for why they're not telling the truth and they were working on it and then seeming to put a pause on it. Maybe there is a reason why, is there something that goes beyond the physical and the magnetic here? Is there something that they might need to share with you at some point? I think, there is an energy of a loyal heart with the two of you. Maybe it is not just you. Maybe it is them as well. I do think you have to carve your boundaries because people will give to the level of standards and boundaries that you carve. And if you accept injustices and don't walk away or make a stand or listen to your intuition, Why would somebody feel like they really have to go above and beyond for that? Why would they feel like that? You know, you have to release the betrayal, and whatever happened, and this tower moment is not allowing to happen. And that's your block. Something needs to be shaken up. Something needs to be seen for what it is. I think you have to see the beauty in your own situation first, that everything is happening in divine timing. So I don't know if this was the message you wanted to receive, pile number 3 seeker, but please let me know. Please comment. I really appreciate you being here. And until next time, I hope this 1111 works out well for you and going forward. Thank you.